Something interesting, a little bit interesting. I left the house this morning at 7:30 and drove over here, and I stopped and got gas in the Dallas Metro, and I kept watching my fuel gauge, and I said, "I think I can make it. I think I can make it." And it it was down on empty, and it got to where it was below empty, and I was still rolling on. And eventually I said, I've got to get gas or I'm not going to make it to the church. And so I got off the interstate and I got off at the wrong spot. I mean, I had to drive, you know, 10 miles to get to a gas station. And by the time I got there, I was thanking God that I made it. And uh, so I filled it up and I put 15.7 gallons in my tank. And I got to wondering. I said, "Well, I wonder what the official capacity of my tank is." I looked it up. It's 15.6. That's how that's how low that tank was. I put a tenth over the capacity of the tank. Oh my goodness. That's right. That's right. There will be a happy meeting in heaven, I know, when we see the many loved ones we've known here below, gathered on the blessed hilltops with hearts all aglow. That will be a glad reunion day. That day, a wonderful day. That day, a glorious day. There will all the holy angels and loved ones to stay. That will be a glad reunion day. And when we've lived a million years in that wonderful place, basking in the love of Jesus and beholding his face, it will seem but just a moment of praising his grace. That will be a glad reunion day. That day, a wonderful day. That day, a glorious day. There will all the holy angels and loved ones to stay. That will be a glad reunion day. Oh, glad day, a wonderful day. That glorious day. There will all the holy angels and loved ones to stay. That will be a glad reunion day. There will all the holy angels and loved ones to stay. That will be a glad reunion day. What a happy time, some glad tomorrow, when we lay these heavy burdens down in this lonesome valley. No more to roam, having labored on through joy and sorrow, hoping to receive our robe and crown. It will be glory in that sweet home.
in the beautiful city on the sweet old river, where the river of life goes ebbing by. Look upon the beauty that praise no never. I'm happy with it while the ages fly. Oh, many precious loved ones there are waiting just across the river, deep and wide in the lonesome valley. Oh, to Rome, heaven's separated. Every heart will then be satisfied. It will all be glory in that sweet home. In the beautiful city of the sweet old river, where the river of life goes ebbing by. When you look upon the beauty that breathes no never, I'm happy will be while the ages fly. City of the sweet forever, where the river of life goes ebbing by. Well, come on, the beauty that fades no never. Oh, happy will be on the ages fly, and happy will be while the ages fly. Oh, there is a song in my heart today, something that I've never had. Jesus has taken my sins away. Oh, say, but I'm glad. Wonderful, marvelous love He brings into the heart that is sad. Through darkest tunnels, the soul just sings. Oh, say that I'm glad. Say that I'm glad. Oh, say that I'm glad. Jesus has come and my cup's overrun. Oh, say that I'm glad. Oh, you come to Him with all your cares, weary, worn, and sad. You too will sing as His love you share. Oh, say but I'm glad. Oh, say but I'm glad. I'm glad. Oh, say but I'm glad. Jesus has come and my cup's overrun. I will say but I'm glad. Oh, say but I'm glad. I'm glad. Oh, say but I'm glad. Jesus has come and my cup's overrun. Oh, say but I'm glad. Jesus has come and my cup's overrun. Oh, say but I'm glad. Amen. Oh, how I love to sing Amazing Grace. No sweeter song I know. How I love to tell love lifted me. How He came and made me whole. But I'll have a new song for the glory. A song the angels cannot sing. I'm born of tell the story that I have been reading. We'll sing glad happy praises while the ages roll. Then we'll take a stroll right down the streets of Jericho. I'll have a new song over in glory. I sing it while the ages roll. I can almost hear that melody ringing out across my sea. The voices of my friends so dear to me, blended sweetest harmony. Their song over in glory, a song the angels cannot sing. And for a minute, I'll tell the story I have been reading. We'll sing glad happy praises while the ages grow. Then we'll take a stroll right down the streets of Jericho. I'll have a new song over in glory. I'll sing it while the ages roll. Glory, a song the angels cannot sing. Tell the story I have been reading. We'll sing glad happy praises while the ages roll. Then we'll take a stroll right down the streets of Jericho. Oh, how a new song over in glory. I'll sing it while the ages roll. Well, you know, I was talking to my dad the other day, and he's 86 now, and he started singing um, back about 1962, I guess it was, that he began singing as an evangelist to revivals and music directors and all that kind of thing. And I told him, I said, Daddy, I said, sometimes I get discouraged because I said, the music that I sing, the style that I sing has so diminished and all that. And there's so less people that enjoy it anymore. Sometimes I get discouraged about it. And he said, son, he said, there's always going to be people out there that want to hear that style. Said there will always be people, and I was thinking the crazy thought popped into my head, but if I had a little mustache right here that was about an inch square, then who would you think of? You would think of Adolf Hitler. And if I sing this style of music, it has a psychological effect because you think back to the times when the churches were busting open, where the attendance was high and people were walking the aisles and all that kind of thing. So when you listen to these great songs, it kind of has an effect, and I don't want to live in the past. I don't want to live in the past, but I do know the profound effect. Just like when y'all were dating when you were young, there's probably a song right now that could pop on the radio and it would take you back to the way back to that time when y'all were dating. And that's the way it is to this music. And you reach back and get some of these old songs, and they'll touch your heart. Now here's one that goes way back. At one time, this song was not a hymn, but it became a hymn. I don't know about tomorrow. I just live from day to day. I don't borrow from its sunshine, or the skies may turn to gray. I don't worry over the future, for I know what Jesus said. And He walks beside me, and He knows what is ahead. Many things about tomorrow I don't see to understand, but I know who holds tomorrow, and I know who holds my hand. I don't know about tomorrow. It may bring poverty, but the one who feeds the sparrow is the one who stands by me, and the path that is my portion, it may lead through the flame of flood, but His presence goes before me, and I'm covered by His blood. Many things about tomorrow I don't see to understand. Tomorrow, if I know tomorrow, and I know who holds my hand, He holds my hand.
Amen. There are some songs that I sing that you call them classics, and they never get old. They never die. They always bless hearts. This is one of them right here.
There's a lighthouse on the hillside, and it overlooks life's sea. When I'm tossed, it sends out a light that I might see, and the light that shines And darkness now will safely lead me home. If it wasn't for the lighthouse, my ship would sail no more. Everybody that lives around us says tear the lighthouse down. Oh, the big ships, they don't sail by this way anymore. No use of it standing round. But then my mind goes back to the stormy night. Just in time, I saw the light from that old lighthouse. Still stands up there on the hill. I thank God from the lighthouse. I owe my life to Him. Oh, Jesus sings the lighthouse and from the rocks of sin. The light around me, I could clearly see. If it wasn't for the lighthouse, then where would this ship be? Yes, so the light around me, that I could clearly see. If it wasn't for the lighthouse, where would this ship be? That's weary, taking on care. Are you a soul that's seeking rest from the burdens you bear? Do you know my Jesus? Do you know my friend? Have you heard He loves you and that He will abide to the end? Knows your disappointments, who hears each time that you cry, who understands your heartaches, and who will dry the tears from your eyes. my Jesus. My friend, he loves you, and that he will abide till the end. Have you heard? He loves you, and that he will abide till the end. I recorded that song not long ago. We were getting ready, putting together some songs for our new project, and I was praying about what the Lord would have us to record. And that song has always been a blessing to me. There's certain songs that touch your heart and are a blessing, and I don't know. The Lord just brought that song to my mind, and ever since I recorded it, I see that it is being a blessing to other people, and that's what I want. I want other people to be blessed by these songs. And back in about the year 2000, that seems like yesterday, doesn't it? About the year 2000, Dad and I and Sherry were traveling, singing, and all that. We was on a trip one day, and I said, I want to make a. I was not a solo yet. I was still traveling with them. And I told him, I said, I'd like to make a solo recording and just record some of the songs that I love and the classic songs. And I said, there's one song that that people like, and I said, I'd like to record it, but I said that song has been sung to death. And I said, I'm afraid that if I start singing it, that people are sick of it and they're going to go be bored with it. And it ain't the song I just sang, but this song has become, of all the songs that I sing, now the one that I'll close with is my mother's song, Heaven's Calling Me. And that's the most requested song that I have anywhere I go. But this is number 2. And it has been sung to death, but it hasn't lost any of its power, any of its ability to bless people. I dream of a city called Glory, so bright and so fair. When I enter the gates, I cried holy. The angels obey me. They carry me from mansion to mansion. The signs I saw, but I said to see Jesus. Then I bow on my knees sun. As I enter the gates of that city, my loved ones they took me down the streets of those scenes to and I but I said I want to say Jesus, the I bow on my knees, cried holy, I sang glory in the sun. Man, that's one of the greats right there. One of the great songs. Troubles abounding, trouble all around me, so much confusion everywhere. Things are taking place that I've never dreamed of, such an easiness in the air. I don't know how long the Lord's gonna tarry, but I'll be ready when He calls for me. And it's so good, and it'll be joy with great love. Oh, it'll be joy when my Savior takes me home. Yes, it'll be joy when I hear the trumpet sound. Joy, I'll be having fun, and it's so good, and it'll be joy with great love. It'll be joy when my Savior carries me home. Love unspoken promises broken and being stifled every hand. I don't need to think that I'm gonna change if these are the needs of mortal man. But the Lord has promised us heaven, a beautiful place not made with hands. And it's so good, and it'll be joy with great love. It'll be joy when my Savior carries me home. Yes, it'll be joy when I hear trumpet sound. Joy, I'll be heaven. Well, it's so good just to know Him. It'll be joy when I see Him with great love. I'm gonna greet Him. It'll be joy when my Savior carries me home. Oh, it'll be joy when I hear the trumpet sound. Joy, yes, I'll be heaven. It's so good just to know Him. It'll be joy when I see Him with great love. I'm gonna greet Him. It'll be joy when my Savior carries me home. Yes, it'll It'll be joy when my Savior carries me home. It'll be joy.
Well, that takes some air right there to sing that song.
When Jesus walked along the shores of Galilee, oh, Peter looked at him and said, Lord, bid me come to thee. He fixed his eyes upon the Lord, trusted in his holy word by faith. He walked upon the waters of the dark Galilee by faith. He walked upon the waters of the Lord's command, and he knew that nothing would matter. His faith was set. Now, if you're sinking in despair, there's no comfort anywhere by faith. Step out upon the waters for Jesus is there. When Jesus said, come unto me, he quickly started out. But when he looked upon the waves, he soon began to doubt. And as he stepped out on the sea, he cried and said, oh Lord, save me by faith. He walked upon the waters of the dark Galilee by faith. He walked upon the waters of the Lord's command, and he knew that nothing would matter. His faith was set. Now, if you're sinking in despair, there's no comfort anywhere by faith. Step out upon the waters, for Jesus is there. By faith, he walked upon the waters of the Lord's command, and he knew that nothing would matter. His faith was set. Now, if you're sinking in despair, there's no comfort anywhere by faith. Step out upon the waters, for Jesus is there. So where we are, love blue, I'll mention waiting in the eastern sky, maybe next door to you. We go parade and the beast that start right down the Milky Way. The planet you must turn up to the bar, we would be halfway. Holding to his hands, I'm ready to go. When I get to heaven, I'll be welcome, I know. I'm moving up to glory land. I think my ways just long ago. That day I gave up sin. And with my mind just ready, this song I'm gonna do right. I have a vision of the happy place where the Prince of Love wants me. Right on the corner of Avenue and Hallelujah Street.
Well, that's my wake-up song right there. When people start looking at their watches, I pull that one out and usually wakes them up, you know. You know what's crazy? I live at about 80 feet above sea level, and I come out here and I can't hardly get my breath, you know. I mean, you don't think there'd be that much of a difference because it's so flat out here, but it's so much higher than where I live that I actually have, when I go to Amarillo, it's worse. And you wouldn't think, you think I'd have to be up in the mountains for that to happen, but I don't know what the elevation here is, but about 1,000. Okay, well, 3,000 compared to 80. Yeah, I went up. My fuel mileage is going to be bad on coming over here, but it'll be good going back. uh, well, I've enjoyed it this evening, and enjoyed singing some of these songs. When I sing to older folks, I know they enjoy it. uh, and I'm kind of my wife. I don't know if you're on Facebook, right? Did y'all notice on my birthday that my wife, got me a cake, and I turned 58, and she turned the numbers around on it. So what does that tell you about myself? I'm an old man. And I like this. I like this beat. Let me sing two more songs for you, and I'll be done. Both of these songs my mother wrote. My mother wrote a song in 1983, and um, she died in 1990. But anyway, 83. She during the 80s and 70s, she wrote some beautiful songs, and we recorded them and we sang them all over the place. And I don't want some of those songs to die. I want them to stay alive, and this is one of them. My mother had a testimony that was absolutely amazing, and my just real quickly, uh, my mother was from Idaho, and my dad was in the Air Force, and that's how he was from Louisiana, and that's how they met because he was stationed in Washington, Spokane. Um, But my mother came from about as bad of a home life as you could imagine. There was alcoholism. There was abuse, uh, physical and mental, and it was absolutely horrible. Her mom was married 8 times before she passed away, and my mom was put in and out of children's homes growing up. And I always wondered when I was a kid why my mother's moods were so erratic. And one day she'd be happy, and the next day she was miserable. And I didn't understand all that when I was growing up. And as I got older, I realized she had some very serious problems because of what she had been through. She'd been through so much herself that it never left her. And I believe it led to her premature death because her health began to go down uh, in her uh, late 40s. I mean, she started having all kinds of health problems, and then by age 54, she was gone. And so she had all these problems and everything, and and she started taking medication for this, medication, lots of depression. She had lots of depression, and in fact, attempted suicide several times. And I mean, I remember she had cut marks on both of her wrists. Uh, I guess that's the thing of the past. Nowadays you don't do it that way. I mean, but that was the thing. But anyway, she went through a lot, and then the Lord saved her. Uh, After they were married, after my dad and mom were married, she was saved, and she, like I said, she began to write songs. You know what? The Lord, He takes the weak and uses that. The scriptures talk about that. He uses the weak to glorify Himself. So my mother was very weak, and He used her depression and her life that she went through to drive her to prayer and drive her to the Bible and all that. And out of that came some beautiful songs. This is the one that she wrote back in '83.
Someday I'll walk down the gold streets of heaven. Someday I'll look on his face. I'll walk by the river, not because I am worthy, but only because of his grace. Only because his hands and feet are nail scarred. Only because he took my place. I'll wear a white robe, not because I am worthy, but only because of his grace. Someday I'll sing a new song in heaven. Someday in that city above, I'll share the joy, not because I'm worthy, but only because of his love. Because his hands and feet are nail scarred, and only because he took my place. I wear a white robe, not because I am worthy, but only because of his grace. Oh, not because I am worthy, but only because of his grace.
I don't know if you realize it or not, but the gospel of Jesus Christ is completely contrary to what the world uh, believes. The way the world looks at things, the gospel is completely opposite. Man, the carnal man, the unsaved man, he wants to take credit for every act of goodness that he does. He wants to take credit for that. And he thinks that those good acts are going to take him to heaven. you know, he thinks that, I'm a good person, but that song says only because of his grace. Only because his hands and feet are nail scarred, only because he took my place. That's what that song says. We don't do anything to earn our salvation. It's only because he loved us and had compassion on us. He saw that we were sinners. He saw that we were doomed in our own sin, and he made that sacrifice for us. And um, when you get to feeling pretty good about yourself, you know, just remember that there is none righteous, no, not one. There, For by grace are you saved through faith. It is the gift of God, not of works, lest any man should boast. And that's what that song's all about. I'm going to close out with the song that is my most requested song. And my mom, in 1989, she acquired acute leukemia. And we kept traveling and singing and all that through all of this. She began to get very weak, and they diagnosed her with that leukemia. And my mom was such that she just wanted to keep going. And she kept traveling and singing, and we'd have to help her up on the stage. And it was pretty bad. And one of the final places she sang was up around Little Rock. And I've got a picture of her before she went into the church. And of course, she looked really bad. But she, for as long as she could sing, she wanted to keep singing for the Lord. And she was a blessing to a lot of people. And this song's been a blessing. She wrote it when she found out that she had leukemia, and then she passed away after this.
Cotton fields moss hanging from the trees, bayous flowing by so peacefully, beautiful for the eyes to see. But it's not heaven, and heaven is calling me. Mountain peaks and meadows, lush and green, everywhere God's beauty can be seen. God is good and gives my heart a song, but it's not heaven, and here I don't belong. Someday soon I'll be going home. I feel deep down it could be any day. I hear him call my name. My heart with joy will sing. I'll say goodbye, then I'll fly away. Now it seems that I hear them calling me from that land where I long to be. Tears are gone and hearts are young and free. Heaven's land is still calling me. Oh, someday soon I'll be going home. I feel deep down it could be any day. I'll hear him call my name. My heart with joy will sing. I'll say goodbye, then I'll fly away. Cotton fields, moss hanging from the trees, bayous flowing by so peacefully, beautiful for the eyes to see. But it's not heaven, and heaven is calling me. No, it's not heaven, and heaven is calling.
Why don't we just close out in prayer, and I'll pray and we'll close. I do have some CDs out there. Somebody said, well, I don't have a CD player in my car. Well, I got my stuff online. I got it on all the streaming services online, so you can listen to it on there too. So let's have a prayer. Dear Lord, we just thank you for these people that came out tonight. Thank you for giving me a safe trip over here. Thank you for friends that we've had here for so many years, and I pray you just bless this church, bless Brother Michael and his leadership. I pray that it'll be a lighthouse in this community. I pray that there'll be uh, people that are searching for the truth, and they'll visit the church. They'll that the people that go here might can come in contact with people that need you, and that this lighthouse will continue on. We just thank you for meeting with us tonight, giving us the grace to be here.